So there's going to come times when you jump into Excel and you start recording your actions and you make a mistake. And perhaps you don't catch that mistake while you're recording until you're all done. Well, take a look. When I recorded this macro, I accidentally misspelled total. I got total. I got two A's inside of there. I need to correct that. Now I can always go, after I've run the macro, go into that cell and I can manually adjust it. But better yet, I want to get back into the macro and I want to adjust the code. So we're going to really quickly get a sneak peek into the VBA code. And this will lead us into our next set of instructions about getting into key concepts that we're going to be mastering within Excel VBA. So let's take a look at the code. All those little lines of code that Excel wrote down as you were recording your actions, and make that adjustment right there. So what I'm going to do here is I have my developer tab open. I opened that one up from earlier. Remember, you right click a tab, customize the ribbon, make sure that developer is active. Now I got developer, so I'm going to go there. And inside developer, you got a section called code. Here it is. There's a whole bunch of stuff inside there. Well, what I want to do here is I want to get into the Visual Basic. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Visual Basic. Visual Basic, or the VBA window. This is a completely separate window from the Excel environment. Inside of here, I've got my project panel open. If yours isn't open, you can go up to View and you can make sure that the Project Explorer is active on your screen. With that open, I'm going to open up the Modules folder. Modules are where your code gets stored by default when you record actions. Inside of there, I got a single module. I'll give that a double click. And here is all of my code that I recorded or Excel wrote down as I was recording. So if we take a close look here, you can probably dig through this and kind of dissect it a little bit. But if we look closely, there is a line in here called ActiveCell.Formula R1C1 equals total with two A's. Well, I want to correct that. So I get in there, I just click where the A's at. I'm going to go ahead and backspace that to delete that extra A out. And I've now adjusted my code. That's it. That's all I'm going to do for right now. I'm going to go ahead and close the VBA window. I don't have to save it. We'll just close that. Takes me back to my Excel document. Now, I'm going to rerun the macro. You'll notice it doesn't update it. It doesn't just automatically update it because I need to rerun it again. Now, you want to be careful of this when you rerun macros. There's not a quick way to undo previous macros. You can't just use your undo key. So if you try to perform a macro that really drastically changes the document, like adds columns, add rows, it's going to do all of that again. So you want to be careful of this. My best piece of advice that I'm going to give you right here: before you run a macro, save your document. Go record your stuff, do whatever you need to do, save it, and then test it out, run it. Okay? You don't want to run something and have it destroy your document and not be able to undo that. So you save it first, you run it. If something does go wrong, you just close and reopen. Okay? But here, this one's not that big, so I just hit add headers. It's going to do it all again, just like that. And I got my new correct spelling for total. So just making a little bit of edits to the VBA code. We're going to do much more than that as we continue through this course. We're going to see lots of different examples, and we're going to write our own code as well through various projects. Okay, but this is our first one, the macro recorder. Very quick, very efficient, and even if you make mistakes or you need to make edits to it, you can jump right back into the code and you can edit the code yourself.